Hi, Charles Moman here. Well, what do I have here? It says GoSun Go. Wonder what's in this zippered case. You'll find out soon. Thanks for watching. Well, welcome if you're new to my channel. I mainly do things about my runaway camper or anything related to what I call small minimal camping and for the average camper. And so lately I've been dealing a lot with solar and more with solar panels and lithium portable banks. But today this is another solar device, but it's a solar cooker. And it's going to be one of the last reviews I'm going to be doing because soon I will be doing a multi-episode van build series with my Ford Transit, and so be looking for that. Well, let's find out about this GoSun. Well, actually, before I talk about the GoSun, I want to talk about the company just a little bit, and I don't always do that, but you should look on their website and look under Our Story. Just very interesting. Patrick Sherwin, the founder of this company over in Cincinnati, Ohio, about an hour away from me. He's more than just someone that makes very interesting solar devices, and they sent me this small solar cooker. They have two larger sizes, but I asked for the small one, and I didn't know at the time that they had a bunch of other devices that are solar based. So they actually sent me a few other little products that I will kind of put in at the end of this video. But what I want to mention is you should look and see about their story, and it's more than just a commercial business. It's a philanthropic venture because Patrick has donated thousands of solar cookers and other devices around the world to help out in disaster situations. And it's just a really heartwarming story. And if I see something like this, I'd like to tell you about that. So I really encourage you to look up their story, and I'll put the website link down below. Read about them. It's a great story. So I mentioned their website, and really they have tons of information there. One thing I really liked was they have a blog, and they have a ton of recipes with beautiful photos. So I urge you to look there as well. And as we go through this short review, I will be posting some of the graphics in front of me off to the side, and then some of my photos as well. I hope you find those interesting as well. Well, last spring my wife and I were planning a trip to Colorado, and we just got back from it. It's a little over 2 weeks. We were at Rocky Mountain, we were at Ouray, we were at the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. That was new for us. And we like to take a lot of pictures, and I also do Milky Way photography. And as I was looking around for places to go and things to do, and of course I'm on Facebook, I kept seeing an advertisement about GoSun, and I thought, well, that looked interesting, and I read about it, and I thought, you know, that might be fun to try out, and maybe some of my typical viewing audience of average campers might find this useful. And I also know some of you that are watching get off grid and you get way out there. I don't tend to do that much at all. But we thought this would be fun to try. And so what this is it's a small solar cooker. They've got two other sizes. They have a sport and a much bigger one, and I'll be showing you those as well. But we thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do. And so we took this along with us, and I just asked them to send me a couple of these small ones. Well, let me give you some of the stats about this solar cooker. It's called the Go. It's their original. It's the most portable. It's the smallest. I mean, you could put this in a backpack, hiking out for the day to cook something. I know serious backpackers, they really want to be careful with their weight, but I suppose they might even take this. Let's talk about some of the details of the Go portable solar oven. They advertise it as being able to cook 1 to 2 meals, and my wife and I used it cooking some hot dogs a couple of different times, and that's about as fancy as we got. We were on a pretty busy schedule on our relaxed photography trip. It weighs about 2 pounds. The dimensions are 14.17 by 7 by 3.37. The technical specs, the material is an EVA frame. It's a stainless steel cooking tray. The glass is a vacuum tube. The capacity is 13.5 ounces, and they advertise it as 1 meal per load, unless you're just eating a couple hot dogs like my wife and I did a couple times. The max temperature that this can develop is 550 degrees. Does it work under clouds? Actually, the way they describe it is if you can see your shadow, it's cooking. Obviously, like solar panels or anything else, if you've got direct sun, you're going to have more energy produced with the solar panel, and you're going to be able to cook faster with any kind of solar cooker. I remember years ago seeing people making their own simple solar cookers, and but they've taken that idea and kind of put it on steroids and just made it quite convenient. Well, here's the box, but again, I don't do the unboxing thing. But in it, you get a cleaning brush. You get these silicone trays that you can put in the vacuum tube in the cooking slide, and that can make it easier for cleaning depending on what you're cooking. And then it's also got this stand that helps hold it still for you. Well, I certainly won't have to get all technical like I do with some of the lithium power banks that I have reviewed. This is very, very easy to use. You unzip it, open this up, and then you've got a kickstand that you use to get it at the right angle. We open it up, we move this piece, and it opens up the panel and helps keep them out and be able to grab the sun. It's got a really neat little bubble device there with the dot, and you use that to help line this up with the sun. And of course, like a solar panel, you have to be aware of the sun and the sun's angle, and the sun does move. So if you're, especially have one of the larger units, you're going to be needing to pay attention. You may need to move it if you're doing something that's going to take 20, 30, 40 minutes. That will make a big difference. You can even boil water with this, and so it's very simple to use. For example, my wife and I, the first time we used it was at Rocky Mountain National Park at Hollowell Park. We were there around noon to check out some possible Milky Way locations to film that night, and I have an app that shows me where things will be. And so we decided just to go ahead and eat a simple lunch there. So we always have a 12-volt refrigerator in our van. Soon it'll be a transit, a cargo van converted. And we grabbed some hot dogs and cooked them right there. I think my wife said 10 to 12 minutes, I think, is all it took. And that included some clouds going by that changed the intensity of the sun for sure. And so that was one handy time. And then another time, probably almost a week later, we were in southwest Colorado at Montrose, Colorado, and we went to a new place that we had never been to, the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Oh my, what a gorgeous place. And I did some Milky Way filming when I could, had a lot of clouds, but we did some sunrise and sunset pictures. And one morning we were at the Painted Wall Overlook, just beautiful. But so deep, we had to wait for the sun to get to the right angle to light things up the way that we wanted. And we had gotten there early and hadn't eaten breakfast. And so my wife said, I got some hot dogs out there. And so she walked, 1 minute, 2 minutes away, came back with a couple of hot dogs and some buns and maybe some other snacks. And so we opened this up and used it. And so we just opened it up, we slide out the tube, put the hot dogs in, angle it in this beautiful location, and waited again 10, 12 minutes or so, and they were nice and hot, all ready to eat. And so it's that simple. And it would be the same with all of their other devices as well. So cooking all kinds of food. I can see people doing rice. As I mentioned, you can boil water. You can just cook a lot of things. My wife wants a next larger one so that she could bake potato in it. She actually used this before we left, put it on our deck, and she had cut up some pieces of potatoes, like potato wedges, forgot about it. And she went outside and said, boy, what am I smelling? Something really good cooking. And she went over and we had these potato wedges that are almost like French fries, and they were great. And so that was another neat thing. It didn't cook a lot in this small one, but you certainly could with the larger ones. And so you could have different things that you're eating, and this might cook your vegetables for you, steam your vegetables, or just any variety of things. And so the GoSun Solar Cooker, great idea. When you go to their website, there are a few other categories you could look up, and one of them would be what they call their solar fridges, and they have 12-volt refrigerators that can use solar power, and they have a battery with them. And I'll pop up some pictures of those. They call it the Chill, and they have different choices of what equipment comes with it. Another category would be power banks and solar, and so you'll see they've got a power bank, and they've got several sizes of small folding solar panels that you can use to charge. They have a solar table that is a 60-watt table, and then various choices of combinations with that. And then they also have a light division, and so they sent me one of those, but they have the Solar Lamp 50, a solar light, a solar home light, and then various other combinations of devices like that. Well, GoSun also sent me 3 other solar-related devices, and they sent me this Niwa, it's called the Uno 50 solar light, and it's nice. You got the small solar panel there, and you have LED lights back here. And I'll show you a picture I took last night on my deck. A friend of mine just gave me a birdhouse, so it was on the deck, so I thought I would light that up just to give you an example. And it's got a couple of levels of brightness. Simple little thing. It's got a hole in the stand so you could hang it somewhere. It's called a Niwa, and it's a nice little portable solar light. Very handy. They also sent me this small little solar panel. It's got a USB port, and you might think, well, what can a dinky thing like that do? Well, it actually can help charge your phone. So this, just a handy little unit you could just lay out anywhere and charge up a phone or some other USB device for me. They also sent me, lastly, this small solar charger, and again, it's got a USB port there, small one, and you could set this anywhere just to charge. And so this is just one of several devices they've got that are all related to solar. So there you have it, pretty succinct. It's a simple device. It works great. And again, I like the background and I like the philanthropic part of this company. And I'm drawn to companies that are like that. So take a look at GoSun's very interesting website and great graphics and photos, and give them a look, and you may see something that would be very useful for you. We plan on taking this solar cooker, and if we get the larger one, that's going with us for sure. It's handy. You're not using a flame, and it's kind of fun just to set stuff in the sun while you're there relaxing, and it's cooking your meal for you. Pretty easy. Thanks for watching.